All right, guys, I'm so super excited. So, like every Wednesday, we are here to just do our team call. If you're not on my team, hey, hi, how are you? My name's Caitlin. I'm a diamond leader from Fredericksburg, Virginia. I'm like 45 minutes south of Washington, D.C. So, I know we have a lot of different teams hopping on. So just so you guys know, this is Amanda. I'm so excited for her to talk, but before I pass it over to her, let's just make sure that when we get on, we have our cameras. Let's be respectful, not be on our phones, be attentive. If you're taking notes, like that's totally fine. But let's just focus on what Amanda has to say. I'm so very thankful that she is taking time out of her crazy hectic life from just traveling all over. I feel like she does everything. She's all over the place. So let's just give her our full undivided attention. We're going to blow up the chat. But with all that being said, Amanda, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So I know we kind of talked earlier about like everything that, I kind of wanted to just go over for tonight. But so first things first, I just want to hear about like what brought you to It Works, your story, your journey, what it's done for you. Like I said, you and I didn't really connect until almost a year ago now. So I don't think I've ever heard your story. So I'm really excited to hear that. So take it away, sister.
Okay. Thank you for having me on, Caitlin. Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda. So I'm a triple diamond with It Works, and I have been in this business for 7 years. I can't believe, actually over 7 years. April will be 8 years. So I guess about 7.5 years. I started when I was in college. Believe it or not, it was mostly wraps. That was what was popular at the time when I joined. Coffee was not a part of It Works yet. So I joined this business because I wanted to try the products because I didn't want to become a loyal customer and be committed to a monthly auto ship. So I'm like, okay, well, let me just become a distributor. And I didn't know I could become a distributor, but someone actually messaged me on Facebook and asked me about joining her team. I didn't end up joining with her, but I actually didn't even know it was a multi-level marketing company. I called It Works and I joined through the customer service, like literally. So I'm a corporate lead. So I never knew I had a team or anything like that. At the time, the business builder kit had 4 wraps in it. And that's why I also became a distributor because I wanted to try the wraps anyway. So I was like, okay, well, it's $99 for the body wraps. It's also $90 to become a distributor. Why not just become a distributor? So if the body wraps do work, then I can start talking about it. Little did I know, everybody wanted the body wraps at the time. I posted about it right away because I was super excited. And then as soon as my wraps came in the mail, I sold those wraps right away. I didn't even get to use it for myself. And then ran my auto ship, did all the things. Initially, I joined because I wanted the product, not knowing that I just like loved making my own money. Because I guess you guys don't know me, but I work in a nail salon and it's a family salon. So even though I'm working and making my own money, it's still coming from my parents because they own the salon. So it was just so nice to have money coming in from something outside of the salon that was mine, that I did, that I worked hard for, and it was my business. So even though I was in college, I thought, like when I first joined this business, I honestly didn't think I would be in it for that long or be this into it. I just did it for some like side hustle cash. Like I said, I was in college. If it worked, it worked. If it didn't, it didn't. I really didn't put that much pressure on myself. And for an entire couple months, I think I joined the end of April. And then it wasn't until January, the middle of January, 2014 was when I was like, I think I'm going to do this like hardcore. So it took a long time for me to say, okay, I'm doing this like for real. But even though I said I was doing this seriously, I still was thinking to myself, this is cool, but I'm going to still get my college degree and like do the things with my college degree. And then it was like when it was getting closer to graduation, I realized I honestly don't want to be told what to do, come into work early, go to an interview. That's just not me. You know what I mean? And I always followed that path because that's what I thought I had to do to become successful until I started It Works and realized that you can be successful doing other things. Since I was a little girl, I was definitely a dreamer. And I feel like definitely as time like moved and I got a little bit older, I kind of like, all right, like, come on, snap back into reality. You can't do those things until I join It Works. And I was like, wow, like I can dream again. So I just love this business so much that I'm able to do like so much with this business, and I'm not using my college degree even though I graduated. And yeah, that's kind of my story. I mean, it's been 7 years, so it's kind of long.
No, I love it. So, all right. So you're triple diamond now. And so when did you kind of like start moving up? Like, did you kind of have like delayed success, or like, did you instantly start promoting, or like, what was that part of it?
So, okay. So when I first started this business, I told you guys I was a corporate lead. So basically I called It Works. I'm like, hey, can I become a distributor? Like, and they're like, what team do you want to join? I was like, I don't know. Just sign me up. So for 3 or 4 months, I didn't have an upline at all. I didn't know how this business works. So I honestly didn't know that you can go like executive Ruby. Like I watched all of the training videos in eSuite, but I still didn't understand. So I saw the diamond chart, but like I said, I didn't get it. It was definitely delayed success. I wasn't one of those people who like went Ruby in 1 month. Like I don't even know when I went Ruby, to be honest with you. Like that's when I hit Ruby. I was not announced that I was Ruby. I didn't know that I hit Ruby. I had no idea. But I do have to tell you that I didn't go Emerald. I went from Ruby to Diamond, and my Ruby checks, I think like we're supposed to show like this income disclosure chart. I don't know if you're posting this on YouTube, but
We'll post it, like pop it right in the corner.
yeah. Well, I was going to say that my checks were definitely more than $500. Like I was making like $700-800 a month while I was in college, and that at the time was like, woo, a lot of money when I was in college. I was like, this is awesome. I think it was because I know that from diamond to double diamond, it was quick. And I know that it was either 20 or 22 months. So I can't remember, because I think like it was like the end of 2014, I hit diamond. And then like 2 or 3 months later, or 4 months later, I hit double diamond. But I know that it was definitely in like the 20s, like in the 20s range of months that I hit diamond double. And then it took me 3 years I think it was like 3 or 4 years from double to triple. It was all mindset.
So and I hear that a lot in trainings all the time too, where, and I think Pam says it and Cami say it, that double diamond is kind of where people get comfortable. You're making a good paycheck. You don't have to worry, like you got a good team, you're solid. So like people like to hang out at double. So I think that's really cool that you sat there, and then like you said, it was a mindset thing, and you were like, all right, like, no, we're done being here. We're gonna level it up. So that's awesome. So what do you feel like, and I know I really want to focus on like you being a product of the product, because your results and you using the product. I mean, dude, literally every time I see a post of yours, it's you making your celery, or your or it's your dog, or like it's always like it's always at the front of your business. So do you kind of lead with the products, or like how do you just work your business in that sense?
So yeah, I feel like for the products for sure. I definitely have gone back and forth, but I feel like I always talk about the products because I use it every single day. So why not talk about it? When I first started this business, like I told you, I wanted to use the wraps and I wanted to see if they would work. So I used it, and I wanted to mention this because I know that you wanted me to talk about being products of the product. I know that I may not talk about the wraps every single day because I don't wrap every single day. Every single time I post about the wraps, I just did it yesterday, I always get people messaging me no matter what. It could be like 3 months later I posted the wraps. I always get people talking, like asking me like that they asking me about the wraps or wanting the wraps. And when I first started this business, I literally always showed people, and like Instagram and Facebook was not the same. Like they didn't have stories back then. So I literally just posted on my wall that I was using the wrap. And when I would see people in person, I would be like, oh my God, look at my results. Like I was so excited. I'm like, this like, look at my stomach. Like I would lift up my shirt literally and show people my stomach. Like that's how excited I was. And because I was so excited, people wanted to use the products. Like people wanted to try it because they believed it so much, because I believed it so much. So I definitely highly suggest finding a product that you love and using it every single day or often, and like just falling in love with it. Because when you fall in love with the products, there's really nothing that nobody can say to you to make you question yourself. Like there's people who are like, oh, why did my products didn't my products, or I used the wraps and it didn't work. I'm like, who did you get the products from? Like how did you rep? I'm like, are you serious? Look at my results. Like, I would be like, literally, look at my results. Like, show them my phone, my results. And I would have the date on there, everything. And like, then they're like, okay, well, I'll try it again with you. Like, I was just very like serious and like, very like, this works. I don't care what you say, it works. And so even when like, I mean, business is business. It goes up and down. Even when business was down, I never questioned anything because I knew that these products worked. And if people questioned me, like that was just their problem. Like, I know that it worked. I know that this business works. So there was nothing anybody else can say. And so every single day, the reason why I post the products now every single day, like the celery every morning, and my coffee every single day. I do basically everything, man. If I would post about all the stuff I did, it would literally take up my whole entire story. But I always make sure I do like the core things, like the celery. Like, there's people who see me in person and they'll be like, oh, you still drink that celery? And in my head, I'm like, I never even knew that they knew that I drank celery. Like, I never even knew that they watched my story. But I post about it so much that they know, like, that's what I do. Like, I'd be at the bar and people will be like, oh, you're that rap girl. Like, that's what you want people to, like, you want people to know you as that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Because you live in like kind of a small town, don't you? Like, you live close to Pittsburgh, but it's like small, like, is
it's
that
actually Pennsylvania or Philadelphia.
a
So I
guy?
don't live,
Really? I was
yeah.
close. I was close.
So it's not that small, but it's,
Okay.
yeah.
But hey, listen, you're getting recognized in a big town then. That just goes to show, like, you're being so loud about it. And I really just, I want to emphasize that, like, this is what we mean when we say consistency is so important. Like, if you are being loud about the products you're using and you're being loud about what you love, people are watching. You don't know they're watching, but they are. So, Amanda, do you feel like people reach out to you, or how do you go about messaging people?
Okay, so um it's so I do get people who message me all the time. Um but definitely with the reps, I get more like this, like people message me like that because like who has reps, you know what I mean? Um but if I want to sign up customers fast, guys, it's host to post. If I know for a fact it works because when I slow down with host to post, like I've been traveling a lot, so definitely been having a little too much fun. It's like, okay, numbers are down. But as soon as you like start doing host to post again, it's like the customers come. And I guess because before I did I mean, I still do host to post, but I'm saying like before when I was like hardcore doing like a million host to posts, I have all those people who are watching me already. So I guess because I posted my stories and I'm consistent with my stories, they still come to me. It's kind of like it's a good ripple effect. Like, you have to do host to post because when you do host to post, you're growing your network, and you're also like with friending people and like people who are interested in their products, like all together, you're growing your network. So then they're interested, they may ignore you, but then you post about the products and you post it in your stories, they're watching you even though they're ignoring you. So it's kind of like if you can do host to post, it's like a good circle, like I don't know how you would say it, like a good ripple effect.
Yeah, no, I totally know what you mean. And you start to see, like, you're like, okay, well, for like 3 days, I haven't really got any host to post up. And then, you expect to just put 10 up there and it just start flooding with interaction. It's like, no, you have to like be so consistent with it if you want to like see it work. So I love that. So what host to post do you generally like stick to? I know, like I said, you talk about the wraps a lot, the coffee, all that kind of stuff. But what do you feel like you lead with in host to post?
So I feel like the most that I've ever gotten the most customers like fast, for me, it's weird, but cleanse.
I
A lot of
just
people
started using it. It's awesome.
yes. I love TFX. I love coffee, but I feel like for some reason saying that you can drop this to this many pounds gets people interested.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily do it because I want people to buy the cleanse and that's it. I do it because I want to know if people are trying to lose bloat or if they're actually trying to lose weight, and that's how I get them to use the other products.
Yeah. So you always upsell. Do you have like a conversation that you follow, or do you just kind of like go with the person?
So I always ask them, like, because before I wouldn't feel genuine if I just sold them cleanse because people think that when they lose 10 pounds, like from a cleanse, they think they don't know that that's like just toxins and sludge. You know what I mean? Like they think like they're actually losing weight. And
right.
So I like to ask them like, are you trying to lose 10 pounds of like fat, or are you trying to lose 10 pounds of like waste? Like, and then that's when they're like, well, I want to lose 10 pounds of blah, blah, blah. Like, let's say fat. And I'm like, okay, well, this is just like a cleanse. You're going to need something else. So I don't really have like a good script for it. Honestly, I feel like the past year I've tried so many, and I feel like it all works as long as you're consistent with one. Yeah, because I always try to find like, oh, what's your script, or what's your script, and it doesn't work if you switch it too much. Just use what you're using, you know.
It's so true. It's true. And I will say, like, myself, I've been like tried and true to the TFX host to post for so long. And then I was like, okay, well, let me just try the cleanse. And like literally I've been trying it for like 2, maybe 3 days. And I have signed 4 customers in the last 24 hours. So it's just insane, this cleanse host to post. So all right. I feel like I've just kind of jumped around with questions. I think someone asked, you do a host to post for for giveaways. So do you usually get in Steph and Joel's, right?
Yeah. I used to do my own, but I do theirs now.
Okay. So
I do it.
And how does that like work for you? I personally haven't seen it work too well.
So sorry, my dog is over here.
No, mine are whining too. I'm literally telling them the same thing. I'm like, shh.
It works well for me, but you have to pick the right person.
Yes. Oh, okay. So that's
like,
okay. That brings another question too, because like for me, when I am doing host to post, I look at who I'm asking. I'm like, okay, what do your other posts look like? Are you getting interaction? You know, how old are you? What does your lifestyle look like? So like, how do you pick the best post for the person? Like, do you have specific things you look for?
I guess like I look at their friends list. Like if they only have like 200 friends, I don't really give them it. I look at where they're from. Like if they live near me, I usually don't give them a giveaway post, because like we have like, 200 mutual friends. I don't, you know what I mean? Unless like they've been doing hosted posts for me for like, there's 2 people who do hosted posts really literally every month. Same. So then I'm like, okay, fine, I'll give you one like this time. But I'll give it to them. Like if they have like 200 mutual friends, like I have this one girl, she's a hairdresser. And so she has friends from everywhere, and she's like a popular hairdresser. So I'll give her a giveaway post. And there's other lady, she's pretty like close to me. But she literally has almost 5,000 friends, and she works for a radio station. Oh, so wow. I'll give it to her, because like there are people that they know people that I really don't know. Yeah. And then eventually I add all of those people, and then now I'm going to give them giveaway posts, and they may be from like another state. So I like to give it for people from other places. And then I like the birthday. Like when I do the giveaway, I like the birthday, the time works really well. And also I like to ask them where they're from sometimes. So those are the 3 top giveaway host to post that I like to do. Like when I'm asking people to drop stuff. Yeah. Well, and the reason why I do the hometown, like that's also so that I know what host supposed to give them. Because if they say they're from a different town somewhere else, then I'm like, oh, great. So I can grow my network there, because they probably have a lot of friends from that town. I like that. That's really good. Yeah. And I guess like when I think to do host post giveaways, I'm like, I think of like the generic one where it's like, my friend is giving away this amount of money and blah, 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 blah. And like, I don't know. I'm definitely going to have to try that for sure. Okay. So, we've kind of talked about, like I said, I've kind of jumped all over, but I want to kind of go back to you sharing like your journey with the products and you using them and being consistent. Like, what do you think, one, why do you think that's so important? And 2, and I know you said you started because you wanted to try the products, but I mean, it is very vulnerable to kind of get in front of thousands of people and say, hey, this is what I'm insecure about, and this is what I'm trying to work on, and all those kinds of things. So, what is your take on just the importance of being a product of the product and using all the things and being loud about it? Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about, but I want to say, if I don't answer your question, then
Yeah.
tell me.
No, it's a big, I mean, it's open for interpretation. I really just want to know like why you think being vulnerable and open about, you know, what you're struggling with and the products you're using and how they're helping you in the business. And it could go for, you know, life posts too. You know, why you feel like doing that kind of stuff is important, because you've talked about mindset already. So.
Yeah. So do you want to be vulnerable because you want to be authentic? You want people to know who you really are. Like, you don't want to be this perfect picture that everybody sees. So I'm trying to think. I just literally had a brain fart because my dog's over here, licking his feet, and I'm like, dude, shut up. um,
Literally my life all the time. They were just trying to wrestle and I was like, can we not? Like,
so I remember now. So when I first started this business, going back to like 7 years ago, I loved this business so much because I compared it to other companies. I didn't compare it to other companies, but I would look at other companies and I would hate like, oh, you have to drink this shake like every single meal, and then like you're gonna be this fit person, you gotta exercise all the time. Like, ugh, that's not about. I mean, like I exercise and stuff, but I like eating. Like I like eating. Like I don't. You know what I mean? So what I loved about this company, like as I started to like really get into it, was I love that I can eat and like not be judged. I love that I can eat and take fat fighters. I love that, I don't know, I can wrap my stomach after eating chicken nuggets, which I don't recommend, but I've done that and get results. Like, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, This is like literally 7 years ago when I first started. I'm like, this is amazing. I'm getting amazing results and I'm wrapping and I'm not even dieting. This is awesome. So for me, like I was vulnerable about that. I don't want people to think that I'm like this perfect, like healthy eater. I mean, like I definitely tell people, like, I'm honest, like if you want to lose weight, like you have to like change your lifestyle and stuff. But I personally like that I can just like be myself, and I'm just incorporating products into my life every single day to improve my life. Like I've told people, like I take probiotics and celery and greens because I want to poop. Okay. Like a lot of people have problems pooping and they don't want to talk about it. Okay. And like, just like things like that, like you want to talk about it. Or like, I tell people like, I love wrapping. Like, why wouldn't you want to wrap before you like put on a bathing suit or something like that? You know what I mean? It helps you like feel better and feel good, and it tightens you and firm. And like, I want to eat this pizza. I'm sorry. I want to eat the entire thing. I'm going to take my carb control 30 minutes before I eat it. Like I just had Taco Bell and I had carb control 20 minutes before I ate it. Like, I don't know if that was like what you were asking, but I feel like most people can relate to that. People can't relate to like, I'm going to exercise for 2 hours a day, every single day, and then like be this fit model. Like, no, like I can't relate to that. I can relate to people who are normal and are incorporating healthy thing, like adding healthy, like I might eat unhealthy sometimes, but at least I'm adding something to my lifestyle every single day that's like good for me. You know what I mean? I think Rachel Hollis talks about that too.
I love that. No, you definitely answered it. I love that you said vulnerability allows you to be authentic. That's so good, because it's true. Like this business does not ask anything of us but to simply show up as us. And we are accepted completely for that, which is so awesome. You know, I know when I met you for the first time in Boston, and like, you know, we got to go around and, you know, I was meeting people and hanging out. It was just, I never felt, guys, we were surrounded by so many people and I never felt like a sore thumb. I never felt left out. And it was great because I had literally never met Amanda before this. Like, so it was just, it's so great that like, not only the people in the company accept us as who we are, but, you know, our customers will do the same. Our audience is going to do the same, but you have to be, you know, true to you. So, yeah, that's so important. I love that. Okay. So I really only have like 2 more questions. I'm trying to keep up with the chat too, but, what are like what does your day look like? Like, do you follow like a specific schedule? Do you just work through like a set of tasks? Like, how do you organize and like get through your day and your business?
I'm laughing because my sister's on here and she's so organized, and I'm just literally like a hot mess all the time. Like,
I know.
I'm working on it. I'm working on having a schedule. Um,
Amy's
but
like,
I literally think I have ADHD. So,
Amanda,
um,
what's your color personality? I don't think I've ever.
red, blue, green, and then yellow is like 0.
Teeny, yeah. Mine was like literally like I don't 7%. So yeah, you and I like literally. She said 0 yellow. Yours is I was like exactly the same too. So I think that's why you and I get along so well. But anyways, yeah, we thrive in chaos. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I don't really have like, okay, from 9 to 10, I'm going to do this. Like, I don't do that. I want to do that. Like, I'm actually just talked to my upline about this, and we're going to work on that. Because I do need to get like on a better schedule, because it's crazy, because I think a lot of people struggle with time management and people don't realize it. They'll blame the business and say it doesn't work and say I spend so much time on my phone and I'm not making a lot of money. But it's not that. It's that you're not really working your business. Like, sometimes my boyfriend, he'll complain about me being on my phone, but that's because I'm on my phone, like editing a picture and like doing something stupid when I'm not, like, when I should be messaging somebody.
Mm-hmm.
When you're not messaging people, you're not really working your business. And sometimes people think that you're on your phone, but you're not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people think that you're on your phone, but you're not working your business. But people will look at you on your phone and be like, oh, she's working her business, but she's not growing for some reason. But that's because you're not working your business. So you have to like really work on time management with this business. But for me, my goal is to get 10 host posts up a day. Lately, I have not, but I'm giving myself some grace for that. But about 10 host posts up a day. I always post my salary. Doesn't matter if it's 9 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Celery is the first thing that I consume before anything. So that's literally the first thing that I do. And then, you know, I have a dog, so I have to take him out and things like that. I honestly, like, I don't have a schedule. Like, I'm just like, as long as I get XYZ done, then I'm good.
So do you kind of go through like in the morning first thing where you're like, okay, you know, this is what I have to do today, and do you like mentally cross it off, or like
no, I need the paper.
Okay.
I'm an old lady. I can't do things digitally. I need paper and pen. I have a notebook.
I love that. I love it. So you write your things that you need to do for the day and you just cross them off. But I mean, 10 host posts minimum. I feel like everybody like hears everyone preach about that, but like they don't actually do it.
Yeah, you have to track it. You have to, because I literally, my messages are just, if I lose track of like what I'm doing, my messages are too much that I get overwhelmed and I don't want to do it because it's too overwhelming. So you have to stay on top of it. Yeah.
I'm like, I'll have over 20 messages I need to get to. And instead of just sitting down and like going through them, I get overwhelmed and I just don't do it. So yeah, organization is like, so do you write down everybody that you ask to do a host post? And then like, how do you like, I love that you're like, she's asking.
Yeah, so I used to use a tracker. It looks similar to the one that's in eSuite, where you write the people's names and then you write down the people who commented. I used to do that, but I'm like, that, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm wasting so much paper. So I bought a notebook and I write down everybody who I was going to go to this one because it popped up, but like I write down these are everyone who's ever said yes. Mm-hmm. And then I highlight by color. So like I have a color coder. It's probably like green out of like, so I have all different colors. So like, let's say like Monday is pink. So I have like a pink highlighter. So everyone who posted for me, like on Monday, I'm just saying, for example, I'll highlight, okay, this person, any pink color that week is like my Mondays that posted. Anybody who posted Tuesday is a different color. And that's how I organize. So I organize by color. And then I do check marks for when I add people to the giveaway. So I know like, oh, I added that person to the giveaway. But if I didn't check them off, then they were not added to the giveaway.
I like that. I like the check. You could also too, like the first thing that popped into my head when you were saying highlight them is highlight them by like the posts they do. Um,
Yeah, you can do that too.
so yeah, I mean, there's so many ways, and guys, whatever, like, if you're watching trainings and you're like, oh, that's such a good idea, just try it out and see how it works out for you for like a week or two. And then if it doesn't work, just replace it with something else you hear in a training. You just have to figure out what works best. You know, Amanda and I both were kind of in the same boat when we first started. We didn't really have uplines. We didn't have anybody there to tell us what to do. So we just kind of had to figure it out. So really the last question I have, and oh, hold on, there was one more about the host of post. So do you think people forget and then you follow up with them like when they don't do it? So I guess when you ask them to do a host post and they don't put it up, do you follow up with them?
And that, yeah, I follow up with them. And that's why I write them all down. So anyone who says yes, so I think you asked me, I'm sorry, anyone that I ask, I don't write them down. Anyone who says yes, I ask them down. So
Right.
If I say, hey, like, thanks for commenting on my giveaway post, are you like, you want to be entered or whatever, they say yes, then I'm like, then I write them down. That's what it is. I don't write down everyone that I ask. That would be
that would take way too long.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I knew what you meant, but I guess I probably should have clarified too. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, the last question I really have, and I just kind of thought of it when you were telling your story, because you talked about making the decision, and you've even said that you give yourself grace for things. So I really just want to kind of have you talk about like what you do for personal development, why it's important, and how you kind of like implement it into your life and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. So I didn't do personal development since 7 years ago. I didn't do personal development because I didn't really know about it. So I do it now, and I love like Ed Milet. And I feel like I listen to things based on what I feel like I need. Like, I'm not going to listen to something if I feel like I don't need it. And I love Mel Robbins' The 5-Second Rule. That was so helpful for me. And I love how like there's different chapters. So a few weeks ago, I procrastinate a lot, but I was procrastinating like hardcore. And I'm like, why do I keep procrastinating? And I'm like, I feel like I know why I'm procrastinating, but I'm not sure. I think I feel overwhelmed, but let me just listen to this chapter. So then I listened to that chapter on like procrastination and anxiety, because I needed to like be reminded that I don't suck and this is what's really happening, things like that. I've been trying to be more intentional with daily devotionals. Like I honestly forget what the book is called, but it's that white book. Do you know, like One More Thing, God, or
Hi God, One More Thing.
Yeah. So like I've been trying to do that, like maybe read like one a day or something like that. Because I'm personally trying to work on my faith, because 7 years ago when I started, I was not like that. So over time, I'm starting to, and it's crazy because I did grow up like Catholic Christian, so I should know, and I should be like into it, but I don't know, maybe, I don't know. So because of this business, I've been working on that, and giving myself grace for if I don't do something perfect, it's okay. You don't suck. Everybody has problems. I feel like I'm personally really hard on myself. So I have to give myself grace, because I literally will tear myself down, because I don't know, I'm just like that. So I have to do personal development to remind myself that I don't suck. Like even when I'm doing good, I don't feel like it's good enough. So I always make I'm always like, come on, do better.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. Like I am my own worst critic. And I was going to say, this is another really good devotional that I just started. It's called Reckless Love. You know that song, Reckless Love? The guy who wrote this book, and it's like a 40-day little devotional thing. And it's just really good. And another book I really like too, it's called 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do. And I literally tell everybody to read this book, and all the girls that are on my team are like probably so sick of hearing it. But it's such an amazing book, and it literally teaches you, that like we are our worst critics. Women are mean to each other, and it just I loved it. And then she's written other books too, so I would check those out also if you have a chance.
I just wrote down The Reckless Love, and then I just had to figure out what the other one is.
Yeah, 13 things mentally strong people don't do, but she also has another one that is 13 things mentally strong women don't do, and that one is specifically for women, obviously. So her name is Amy Morin. So all right, well, like I said, I don't really think I have too many other questions. I know we pretty much covered everything. We talked about host to post. Do you just have like, I always try and end, my Zooms with, and I'm going to kind of put you on the spot, so I'm sorry. But just one tip for just anybody. I mean, you can give a tip for new distributors, people who have been in for a long time, a tip on, just a word of advice for anything that maybe you wish you would have heard sooner than later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Super on the spot. No, it is. Yeah, it could be anything. Just, or like your favorite one.
Well, I think can I say two things? Because what you just asked me earlier reminded me, because you were like, what was your breaking point or whatever. You guys, you need to go to events. I just have to say that. Make sure you go to events. Summer camp is happening next month again, and you guys need to get together and be together, you and your teams. Even if it's one other person, you need to be together, because especially with like the virus and everything being shut down, all the events getting canceled, you guys need to make your own event. You have to do that. And what it wasn't, because you asked me about like the breakthrough, the first one I ever had was when I went to my first, at the time it was called One Team, One Mission, but now it's called Try It. Yeah. Someone said, I work because I want to work, not because I have to work. And I think that was the one line that I heard that I was like, oh, okay. And that's when, right after I came back from that One Team, One Mission, I was so excited naturally. Like it was not a fake excitement. It was just so hype. Like I was just so energized. I remember I came home to my sister's room. This is actually her old room that I'm sitting in right now. She's on the Zoom right now, and I came home and I was just so excited. And then she joined like that week because of the excitement. But one of the tips that I wrote down, I don't know if it's like the best tip for you guys, but I know that a lot of people join and they get like anxiety over talking to people about this business or about the products because they don't know everything. They're like, oh, I don't know what it does. Like, you don't have to know everything to be successful in this business. Like knowledge on ice, is that what they say? Knowledge on ice is better than something like that. No, something, you know what I mean? You remember that thing? You don't know what that thing is? It's
I don't.
knowledge on, or no.
Ignorance on fire. Amy's got us. Yeah.
Yeah. Knowledge. Is it knowledge on fire? It's something about ignorance and about
ignorance on knowledge.
Fire. Ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. That's what it is.
Oh,
and
there we
that's really how I became successful. The first 30 days, I made $625 in cash from Wrap Cash and I didn't know anything, by the way. I remember, I'll never forget, I told you from the beginning of this, someone messaged me. She said, I want the wraps. What am I going to say? No, I can't say no. I just have to figure it out. So I'm like, okay, yeah, what time do you want to meet? Went on YouTube, figure out how to wrap people, watch training videos. Okay, that's how I wrap people. So I brought my saran wrap over, wrapped her. She didn't tell me that, her cousin was going to be over there who was going to ask like these crazy questions. Mm-hmm. She was like, oh, you never even wrapped yourself, but you're putting this on my stomach? And I was like, yeah, I just got them. You just got to do it. And then once you do it, you'll get over it. It's just, you have to get over the hump. You know what I mean? I remember me and Amy, when we were in Hawaii, we were about to jump off a cliff, right? And I was supposed to jump with her, but I jumped without her because I was just like, I just got to do it, because if I wait for her to do it, I'm never going to do it because I'm thinking about it too long. You just have to take the leap and do it. The more action you put into your business, you're going to get unstuck. That's, people always ask, like, and I do it to myself sometimes too. And I have to remind myself that I need to just do the action. You get stuck in this business, but you stay stuck if you just don't do anything. To get unstuck, you need to do it regardless of how you feel. You have to just do it. Like, action is what is going to make you unstuck.
So good. And I love what you said too. And that can really be put into aspect of like working your business and feeling like your team is not working too. And I'm not throwing Amy under the bus, but you said you just jumped. You didn't wait for her to jump. You just jumped because it's your business. It's your promotion. It's you that need to do all the things. When you jumped, I bet Amy jumped soon after.
I
Cause
think I can't remember, but I just remember it was like 3, 2, 1, and I know that I just went because
you
I was
just
like,
went, right.
yeah, if I wait, I'm just gonna be like, oh my god, it's too deep, that weird stomach in my feeling, and da 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 da,
Yeah,
like things
she
like
said I
that.
did. She said she did. So see, there you go. Like, and the thing is like I feel like you know, with the business or the products or your current team, like if they see you just standing there at the top of the cliff, shaking in your boots, trying to figure out if you're gonna die or not, they're never gonna jump either. You know, you have to take the leap. So that was so good. If that was, man, I could have a whole conversation about that one right there, but I won't take up any of your time. So if anybody else has questions, you know, feel free to drop them in the chat. But Amanda, thank you so much. This was so much fun. I feel like we've tried to do this like one other time, and like I said, you're just like, your life is so busy. I can't keep up with it. Like, I don't even know. Like half the time you're on a plane going somewhere, just like living the dream. And Amy's getting married, and I'm just so excited for you guys. So it was such a honor to such an honor to get to hang out with you guys in Boston. I feel like I've thanked you 1,000 times for just, you know, being so nice to me and taking me under your wing. So I hope everybody that's on this call gets to experience that too, because it was just so great. So yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I know everybody else on here appreciates you. We appreciate your time. And yeah, that's all I got for you. I don't see any other questions popping up. So I will let you go, girlfriend.